All sports, all plays. Yeah. All sports, all plays. All sports, all plays. 365, we making a plays. You talking the game, get you through the days. We're high in the court, the dime in the lane. Variety topics, living the same. All presentation, sports information. Hitting the airways, taking the nation. All sport, all plays, like working your faces. Grace at the field, so tie the laces. All sports, all plays.
All right, what's happening, everybody? Welcome to Easy Money, a sports betting show. Thursday, May 23rd, 2024. I'm Chris Gonzalez, joined by Tony Gonzalez. How's it going?
Going great. I just noticed the promo. You're playing us in with the Reggie Miller doing the choke, and I assume you've seen the little boy. It was in Indianapolis at Game 6 when they beat the Knicks. There at Game 6, and there was a boy on the sidelines behind the bench, and he was doing the choke thing, like Reggie. And I seen it. I just happened to see it live too that night, and then, of course they played it on Sports Center and everything. So I thought that was pretty cool.
Halliburton wore a Reggie shirt after the Game 7.
Yeah, a sweatshirt.
Yep.
Bet you New York fans wasn't real happy about that. Well, we got a big game tonight for the Pacers. And Boston, probably 8 o'clock, I assume?
I think it's 8 o'clock. I need to check that. I'm pretty sure it's 8.
Should be a great game. Hopefully we can come out with a win.
I think Pacers are going to win tonight. Should have won game 1. We blew it. But one thing about Pacers, they're a resilient team, and they
have been.
And I think a lot of it's to do with the way they play, because of playing so fast. They do make some mistakes because they're playing. They're playing at such a fast pace. But I think since they played that way the whole year, they've gotten. I don't want to say used to it, but kind of used to where, hey, we're going to make a mistake here or there, and they've learned how not to let that get them down. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I said, I'd feel a lot worse as a Pacer fan if, don't get me wrong, it sucked we blew that game because we should have won that game, and it'd been big to be up 1-0. But one thing that does make me feel better as a Pacer fan is it wasn't like the Celtics played a terrible game. Celtics played a good game. And it took us, we had 23 turnovers, and it took the Pacers turning the ball over twice in the last 30 seconds of the game to give the game to the Celtics. We only shot 8 free throws or something. Only didn't shoot any, shot some in the first quarter and some and like 2 in the fourth quarter, none in between that. Celtics had 30, and I'm not saying the refs were bad, because I didn't feel like the refs were bad. I watched the game live, and there was some calls I thought the Pacers should have got they didn't get, but the refs didn't cost Pacers that game. I'm not saying that at all. But if you just look at the numbers with everything, like the free throw discrepancy and everything, it kind of looks, it don't look as bad for the Pacers because it was. I mean, to me, it proved that the Pacers can play with them, and hopefully they come out tonight fired up and ready to go, which I think they will. I think they're going to win the next 3 games. I think they're going to win tonight, and then they're going to win both in Indy, and then hopefully close it out in Boston in 6. But
Well, if we hold home court and win all of our home court games, all we got to do is get one of the Boston's, and that's something we're capable of doing. But Boston is a very good team.
Yeah, Boston's a good team.
I ain't taking that away.
No,
from
they're a
them.
good team.
But I don't think we're far off. I really don't. We don't get the respect.
Pacers are a lot better team than what they get credit for nationally. I think people are starting to see that a little bit now nationally with this playoff run, especially after that game, because nobody wanted to give the Pacers any credit for the Knicks series. It was all because the Knicks was hurt. Nobody was going to give it. Didn't matter. Nobody was going to give the Pacers credit for winning that series because of those injuries. But I think after the way Pacers looked in Game 1 against Celtics, I think that did give them a little more respect nationally.
Yeah, I agree. I'd like to get a game tonight and get a lot more respect. I've seen something interesting. I've seen, matter of fact, I didn't hear it, but I heard McAfee talk about Charles Barkley was on.
Yeah, I heard it on Dan Patrick.
Dan Patrick, and it was
a good interview.
He's wanting that show that used to be, well, it'll still be on TNT for the next year, but won't be in 2 years. He wants to take that inside the NBA and put it in his production company. And
he said that was he's had the idea of doing that, but right now they're waiting to see what happens, and then he'd have to get the other guys on board. But then they could basically sell the show to one of the networks,
kind of like McAfee. Yeah, I mean it's a smart move.
And Barkley already has a production company.
Yes,
because Dan Patrick asked Barkley, he said, "Why don't you guys just somebody start up? Why don't you guys go together, start up a production company?" And Barkley goes, "Well, we've had the idea because we already have the production company, and they said we're just kind of waiting to see what's going to happen." I know Barkley he's not happy with the TNT people at all. You don't like how they've handled it. And then TNT came out today. You hear about that? TNT came out today and announced that they just bought college football playoff rights to some of the college football playoff games from ESPN.
Okay,
because ESPN got the rights to all of them, and then they've subleased some games to TNT. So now TNT, who's never been in college football, are going to go get in college football, but they wouldn't spend the money to keep the NBA rights.
And how much you think you're paying for the college football?
Yeah, I don't know.
Well, see, I didn't hear the announcement, but I heard McAfee talking about TNT was getting into college football. So
yeah, they're going to have a few of the college football playoff games for the next, I forget how many years, but yeah, Barkley was a little, I don't think he cared for that much. Like you went and spent that money, but you went and, you know what I mean?
It was it was hard.
College football is the number 2 sport in America.
Behind NFL.
Yeah. So,
and I understand Barkley's point of view, but in their defense, that deal that NBC, it was NBC, right? I believe it was NBC that offered them for NBA was a lot of money, and I just don't think TNT could afford.
Well, they say that's not a done deal yet. That it is what they were saying today, that it could still end up back in TNT. Something about, because I think TNT had a chance to match. If I was understanding right, TNT gets has it. I guess it must have been in their last contract or something, but they get a chance to match whatever the offer was. So I mean, there's the way they were talking this morning on Dan Patrick. There's still, or the way Barkley was explaining it from his understanding. He said, "But I don't know." He said, I get reports from all the media and all these other people that it's a done deal, but we're told that it's not a done deal. But the way they talk, it wasn't completely done yet. and that TNT, there's still a chance that TNT could still keep rights, but it's not. But from everything you read and hear, it sounds like it's pretty much a done deal.
Yeah, from everything I read, it seemed like a done deal. But like I said, it was one hell of an offer, and I think the other thing for the NBA, when they're going to be able to put those games rights and stuff on other NBC stations because they own so many stations, that's a huge advantage compared to TNT. So, because they got that NBC Chicago, they got all these sports channels and stuff that makes it very lucrative for the NBA and
Yeah, but I wonder what that does to like Pacer games, for example. We get them on Valley Sports.
Mm-hmm.
Will we still get paid? Will we still get? You know what I mean? Would that change? Is that going to change anything? Because ESPN has NBA rights too.
Yeah.
So you know what I mean? Would that change anything for like us?
I'm not sure where the Valley Sports gets their deal from, so I'm not sure how that works. To be honest.
Or they might have something with the NBA. That's what I'm saying. Yeah. If the NBA goes with NBC, will they quit using maybe like Valley Sports and some of these other companies? And
it may be regional. Like if they have I know like NBC's got NBC Chicago, so NBC may have that, but like I don't think there's an NBC Indiana sports channel. So
and see, I don't even know. I don't think there's a Valley in Chicago anymore either, because like Cubs game come on that marquee.
Yep.
And Valley used to be when it used to be part of Fox at one time, when we used to get the games on was Fox Sports Indiana. Is what the games used to come on, the Reds and Pacers. Now it's Valley Sports Indiana.
It's crazy, you know. How 30, 40 years ago, all the Cubs games were on WGN, and they were mostly day games. All home games were day games, but they didn't have lights. Yeah. I can remember my mom, grandmother, watching. She became a Cubs fan. She wasn't a baseball fan, but she quit watching soap operas to start watching the Cubs. She watched the Cubs every day, or every time they was on.
Oh yeah.
She even watched the White Sox some.
The games were on WGN up till not too. I want to say maybe the last 4 or 5 years or something like that. Because I remember all the games being on WGN. Because there for a while, there was a time where we didn't get a whole lot of Reds games around here on TV. So
it was like to get
10 games. I was happy when they played the Cubs because I knew I was going to get to watch it because it'd be on WGN. Hey, how's it going, Glenn? Yeah, I saw you've been winning stuff. I saw you want a meet and greet.
Oh man,
Glenn's been tearing it up there in Charlotte.
Big win. Congratulations, man. Keep winning.
I went 3-3 yesterday on my picks. I didn't have a great. I'm usually pretty good in baseball. I didn't have a great day in baseball yesterday.
I went 3-3 also. We both lost the Rangers.
Yeah.
Or to kick their ass.
I was 1-0 in NBA. I had the Mavs at the plus 4.5. They won the game, which I told you I thought they would win the game. But I had the Rangers and the hockey wrong.
I heard that was a pretty good game. I didn't watch
it. The Mavs and Timberwolves. Yeah. A real good game. I watched the whole second half. I didn't watch all the first half, but I watched most of the second quarter and then all the second half. It was good. And I was flipping back and forth between that and the Fever game. The Fever game ended up being good. I think we'll get in that in a minute because I think they need a new fucking coach. I don't like that. I don't think that coach knows what's going on.
See what Glenn has to say about that. I'll be curious because he goes to a lot of.
Yeah, I don't know, man. We have no. It's like we have no offensive scheme. One woman will have the ball, be dribbling it, and you'll have three women standing on this side of the court. Person dribbling the ball here, and another woman will be over in the corner. And that's like that. That's like our offense. There's not a whole lot of movement to it. You would think we'd be setting a lot more screens to get Clark and Kelsey Mitchell, who can shoot the ball too, get them more open looks. It's just our offensive scheme. I don't know. It's a lot of standing around. I know there's had a lot. They end up losing by 2 they had a chance to win that game last night.
Yeah, because I'm not watching a lot of Clark, but what I've seen of her, she can move well off screens and she can shoot. And I never seen her just standing around. So that's
Well,
a weird idea.
And then she set out like 14 minutes of the first half or something. And then Aaliyah Boston has not been playing very well so far this season. I don't know what's going on there. She's been getting kind of bullied around a little bit down low. She's got off to a slow start, but yeah, I don't know. I really thought they'd win that game last night. I got my pick right because I had them at +5.5, but I was disappointed in the offense. I know they're still working on some chemistry and stuff, but yeah, I don't know. It seemed like we were standing around too much. There was a time that I forget who had the ball. Clark was standing over here, and there's another player standing right beside her. I mean, they're standing about as close as me and you, and they're just standing there watching.
It don't make no sense.
And then there's another player over here and another player on the other side of the court, and it's like, what are we doing? If you get players moving, that opens up something.
Yeah. I've seen Barkley come out into Clark's defense. I've seen a statement he made. I seen a clip.
Who?
Barkley. Said that told women he said, men in the NBA are petty assholes. Women, don't be petty. Don't be like the NBA players who've got these egos. Said she is opening doors for you guys. She's going to open things. Who cares about her color or anything? He said she's going to open things up for the WNBA and make WNBA a better place. You guys need to realize that and understand that. And I thought that was pretty cool of him. Which, Barker don't give a shit. But who gets mad at him?
No. Well, she ended up with 20 or 22 points last night. And last night, Seattle, they had a sellout crowd. First time. You know what I mean? I mean, because the feed I was watching was on the WNBA League Pass or whatever, and it was Seattle commentators, and that guy mentioned it over and over about how it was about how it was the first time they've sold out and all and stuff.
I don't know if you know or not. I'll ask you. Glenn might know. Is there another player in the WNBA? I'm talking player-wise, that right now has that drawing power. I mean, is there another player that maybe they play for Vegas? Because I know Vegas has got a pretty good team. That if they go somewhere, they're going to sell out because of that player? Or I don't think so. I mean, not that I heard of. Now, I imagine since Vegas is pretty good, maybe some places that they go, maybe the ticket sales are up a little bit. But I don't think anything like this.
No. If it was anything like this, their numbers would already been up. I mean, plus think about this: the Fever. They averaged like
4,000,
4,000 or 5,000 fans a game last year. They're averaging like 17,000 this year.
Yeah.
And like all these places that Fever are going, they're moving arenas so they can sell more tickets. I mean, yeah, it's crazy. There hasn't been anybody in the WNBA that's been able to draw like her.
In the NBA right now, LeBron's still a big name. Is there anybody else that's really a player that if they go to that city, people are showing up?
Yeah, I think you have Luka Doncic. A lot of people go to game see. I think a lot of people go to watch Jokic.
I think it's Edwards is going to be somebody eventually.
I was going to say Edwards.
Maybe not yet, but I think it's definitely going to be that way next year.
Edwards is the guy. But yeah, I mean, there's some. No, I'm not saying they affect like people as much as Clark is right now. Yeah. But NBA is a lot bigger as a whole too. So you already have so many people watching it,
and you got more fans of teams. I mean, a lot of in Indiana. There's a lot of Boston fans. There's a lot of Bull fans. Whatever their teams come, people can go see their team. It's not that way in the WNBA. It's just not yet. Maybe it'll get there at that point someday. It's in the right direction.
Seems like it's growing. I know they had a game on Saturday afternoon. The Fever and the New York game that was on Saturday afternoon. It done over they averaged over a million viewers for that game on a Saturday afternoon. I know it was on ABC, but ABC I think it was. But I mean, it's still that's not that's good numbers.
Like it or not, she's changing the game, and hopefully they can turn. It's going to suck because right now it looks like they're not going to have a real great year, and things could turn around quick. But hopefully, at least by next year, that they can turn things around. And Glenn Chris was talking about the coach. I don't know if you heard him, but what do you think of the coach of the Fever?
Yeah, I think I don't like our offense at all. At least these first few games, a lot of standing around, not much movement, especially last night.
Excuse me.
But the Fever could have won that game.
Not a lot of baseball games tonight. A lot of day games before we came on the air. The Reds are playing now. I think it's still tied.
All right, Pacers or tonight. You got Pacers, Celtics. Celtics are 8.5 point favorites. Try and pull up, make sure it hasn't changed. But I've seen 8.5. I've seen 9. Yeah, it's still 8.5. Their Celtics are minus 375 on the money line. Pacers are plus 300 on the money line. I like the Pacers at the plus 8.5. I think Pacers win tonight's game, but I think it's going to be another close game like Game 1 was. Baseball, like you said, there isn't a lot of games tonight. What the hell? Okay. I'm going to go with the Blue Jays on the money line on the road at the Detroit Tigers. And I'm going to go with the Baltimore Orioles at the minus 1.5 on the road at the Chicago White Sox. Orioles have lost 3 in a row. I think they get it turned around, and the White Sox, I think, have won 1 of their last 5.
Yeah. Yeah, my baseball, I'm going to go Oakland money line at home against Colorado. I'm going to go Toronto on the road money line at Detroit, and I'm going to go Baltimore money line at the Chicago White Sox. And then we've got hockey tonight.
Yeah, in hockey, I'm going to go with the Stars. I'm going at home in Game 1 against the Oilers.
I'm going with the Stars too. Man, Florida put it on them last night. Rangers, I was a little surprised.
And since there weren't very many baseball games, I ended up picking 2 WNBA games. The Sun minus 5.5 at home against the Lynx. And I'm going to go with the Mercury at the minus 7.5 against the Mystics. And you also have the Chicago Sky and New York Liberty playing tonight. Liberty are like 15-point favorites.
I think it was McAfee was at a Fever game.
It was against Liberty.
He was really impressed with the Liberty. He said,
they're good.
He said they're
good.
He was really impressed.
Yeah, they got season tickets for Fever. He was at the Pacer game, the last home game.
Yeah, because he did that.
No, he was at that was on the Sunday game, but he was at the game.
Okay.
Game 6.
Okay, yeah, games. Yeah,
that Friday night game.
Yeah, I know he did something.
At the one game he talked about that Friday night game. He was in a suite.
Okay.
Because they were talking about it today. Because Windhurst went up to the suite for a little while.
Okay.
I was talking to him and stuff.
Matt McAfee, I tell you what, man, he's really got huge. I know he's been doing it for a while, but in the last, what would you say, the last 2 years, it's really, really skyrocketed.
Oh yeah, he had some good interviews on there today. I thought that interview with I'm not a Cubs fan at all, but I thought the interview with that Cubs pitcher, the Japanese pitcher, was good today.
Yeah, it was.
It was funny. I mean, the way I thought they presented it great because it's him him giving that interpreter a little hell and stuff. It it lightened it up.
Yeah,
So
he said, "Don't let this son of a bitch mess you up." And the dude was laughing. The interpreter was laughing, and then he started laughing. Yeah, I mean, why take it so serious? I mean, it don't have to be that way all the time.
And then I enjoyed the Patrick Mahomes interview that they'd done yesterday and played today.
I'm gonna go back and because you said
Yeah, Michael Cole was on there. I didn't hear all of Michael Cole.
I'm gonna go watch it.
I did hear some of that. So yeah, I enjoyed the show. I know they'll be on tomorrow and then they'll be off Monday.
Yeah, Memorial Day. I imagine we won't probably do a show Memorial Day. I know we're not doing.
Yeah, I figured
GWR, so I figured we would.
Yeah, so I think that thing. Because that starts at 3, I think, or something like that. I can't remember. I think they're going to play cards now too. So. You know how that goes.
Yeah.
I knew we'd end up playing cards. Anytime there's a get together, cards gets played. I didn't know why they just didn't say that to begin with, because it was going to happen. First they were talking about cash game, then they were talking about hold'em. I'd rather play hold'em. I know how much I know how much there's a chance I can lose when I play hold'em. Cash game, fuck, you never know.
Yeah, it's true.
That shit, you can lose $100 in fucking 30 minutes. Some of them games they play. All right, we appreciate everybody joining us. Please hit that subscribe button on YouTube at Gonzo Sports Room. Like and follow Facebook, Twitch, X, Instagram, all at Gonzo Sports Room as well. If you missed the wrestling shows that we aired earlier this week, go check those out on our YouTube page. We'll be live in Greenfield on Sunday for another wrestling show with the FEW.
And a real good card too.
Yeah, should be a real good show. But we appreciate everybody watching. We'll see you guys tomorrow right around 3.